Welcome to our first unboxing video of Star Wars Legion. So as you can see, it's today the release day of Star Wars Legion, and we have the core set and all the first wave expansions. So we'll start up with opening this big boy. So let's see what's in the box. First off, let me put this right here. First off, we have this leaflet, which concludes all the different marketing stuff of all the other Fantasy Flight games. Of course, the Learn to Play manual, which has all the rules for the game inside. We won't go into this. You can already check this out on the internet. If you go to Fantasy Flight's website, all the rules are online. We'll leave it right here. So here we have all the tokens. All different kinds of tokens. You might know these as being used in Star Wars X-Wing as well. This is a turn counter. Here you have several tokens that, if I show you the other side, those will mark the different units you can activate during the game. And of course some tokens to mark out your terrain and several other tokens. I won't get into too much detail about these tokens, as they will be obvious once you read the rules. So I'll leave these to the side. So next up what we see, and this is something I'm really happy about, is that we have the inlay for the box itself. Usually Fantasy Flight comes with without these inlays, or at least an inlay that you can't properly use. But I'm already actually very glad with this inlay. You can actually store your pieces into this and perhaps even take it with you if there's a tournament or whatever. So let's get right into this. Here we see the different bases you can use for all the models to fit them. I guess this one is for the AT-RT, and these ones are for the what's the name again? The flight unit. I'm not sure, the speeder bikes. And of course all the bases for the troopers from both sides. Actually, if you're going to paint them, the color doesn't really make a big difference. Because I think the red ones are for the rebels and the black ones are for the Imperial. So you can obviously play the game without painting your models, but most of us won't play it like that. So then of course we're going to check, okay, what do we have here? Of course, the game needs to be played with a lot of dice. As some of you might or might not know, all the different dice have a different function in the game. So you have these, I'm not sure what the specific uses of each of the different dice, but I know that some of them are weaker. I believe the white ones are the weaker ones, then you have the red ones, and the black ones are the strongest, or the other way around. If you buy everything from the first wave expansion, you can also buy this dice pack, which actually includes the same dice as you get in the core set, but probably during your game you will want to use more dice. So we chose to get these as well. Then, of course, you get the range ruler. This one is used to, I believe, measure the distance between the units. And this one is actually used for moving the models themselves. And also, if you get the first wave expansion fully, you get the Star Wars Legion movement tools and range ruler pack as well. So this is actually the same stuff that we bought separately. So we won't be unboxing these ones, as it can be kind of dull since we are doing this one as well. So if we look into this, I believe the idea of these ones is that you can get them out, and I think you can fit them together. Let me check. Yeah, they do fit together, and the idea is that you can take them out and put them back in like this. So you get a full length of range 4, and usually you use these ones as a marker tool to measure the distance from your general, for instance, towards your units, to check if they're within the leadership range. I have to say they don't fit that easily. So I might think that the intention is to leave it like it is. But I already saw videos with them being pulled out together and pulled back in. So there might be a following you need to take. Besides the range ruler, you also have the measurement stick or range tool. And bear with me, I'm going to put this aside, get it out of the bag first. So, as you might or might not see on the video, you have these several, let me hold it better for you, several markings. So the 1 marking, the 2 marking and the 3 marking. And the difference between all these is that you use this for units that move 1, 2 and 3, obviously. And you can fit them together like this. It's just a snap-on system. Let me check. It's like this. So you basically put this against the base of the unit or of the trooper, and then measure the distance, and then decide which way you go, and then put them on the other side. And this obviously is the same for all the other ones. And I'll put those apart as well. So we'll take a look at all the models that we have inside the box. First off, the heroes of the set. Here we have Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and what seems like the AT-RT driver. What I'm first and most happy about is that the models don't have to be snapped out of a blister or out of a bigger tray. So that's nice. The models seem fairly nice in detail. It's a sort of hard plastic, not necessarily resin, but not the bendy plastic as well. There are hardly any mold lines on them. I do seem to find 1 or 2 in the model, but there are hardly any. And you can even sort of snap them together, so they're really nicely made, and you don't have to cut away too much flesh or whatever to make them fit. So just with a few drops of glue and you're all ready to go and paint. So here we have Darth Vader. Like I said, Luke Skywalker. And the AT-RT driver. And the necessary stuff with them. So the lightsaber of Luke. And I think the rifle and the control stick for the AT-RT driver. And the lightsaber, of course, for Darth Vader himself. Let's continue onwards. I believe we have the speeder bike drivers here. The scout troopers. This one is without a hat. It's over here. They do seem very nice as well. But with a bit more mold lines on them. Speaking about the AT-R driver, here we have the AT-R itself. So it does seem a bit complex in here, but everything is very well detailed in the manual, how to fit the units together. And their bases are there as well. So I think it's an easy fit if you put them together. Put this aside. Here we have the speeder bikes. I'll get one out to show you guys with all the necessary parts with them. And they do really look cool. Yeah. And I believe this is the big bag with the troopers in them. Get them out. And it seems they packed each one of them in a separate bag. Or no, they packed them with 2 at a time. Which is nice, because I think they fitted the guns that go with the models in the bag, so it's easier for you to find out which one you need. I'll try to get one of the leaders out and show you a bit better if I can find one. Yeah, this is the captain of the stormtroopers, and let's try to get a better shot of him. Hang on. Here we have Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, which is nice. They really did good. Okay, and all of the other models, which are very nicely packed in separate bags, which will make it a lot easier for us to build them together. Last but not least, let's put this aside. The barriers. I thought you had to put the barriers together, but it seems like they are ready to go as they are, which is nice because you don't want to pay too much time on building and painting your walls and terrain. They're just simple walls. They do seem a bit warped towards the edges. And if I fit a model behind them, let's say for instance Darth Vader, without a base, keep in mind, it looks something like this. Well, you show over the wall, something like this. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to show you the cards of the game. Let's put all the models aside. Right. So already we see the two different kinds of sizes from the cards, the smaller ones and the bigger cards. Fantasy Flight always shows on the box, if you want to sleeve the cards, which ones to use. For these you use the yellow marked sleeves, and for these the grey standard, I believe, and these are the mini USA sizes. Oh no, let's get them out. So the first cards we see here are the order cards, and there are 14 of them. Each of the normal orders, such as ambush and push and whatnot, are double printed, so for both sides, obviously for the Imperial side and the Rebel side. So each of the sides gets 7 cards, and then you have these specific cards which are linked, like, let me show you, which are linked to specifically Darth Vader, these ones, and these are specifically linked to Luke Skywalker. And as the series continues, you will get more leaders, more generals you can use in the game, and they will come with their own special cards, order cards as well. And the thing is with these order cards that I believe they can only be used if you control this specific general. The back of the cards show all the same signs, obviously, because you don't want your opponent to know which cards you have or which card you are going to play. The cards are marked with these dots in the corner, and they show I believe the rank of the card, but we'll get into that later in battle reports and whatnot. So let's put these aside. Then we have the battle cards. These cards make out which kind of game you are going to play. So the setup, these are the setup cards, the condition cards I think, and the mission cards. So these will state something like limited visibility, that you have a limited visibility on the battlefield. These show you how to deploy, and these go into the specific mission rules. Then of course we have the cards for the units themselves, and this is the thing we really like about this game, I think, because we have yet to play it, of course. But these state everything you need to know for every single specific unit. So here we have the Rebel cards. Let me put the other ones aside. The Rebel cards, and here are the cards for the Imperial side. So as we can see here, there are 4 units on each side in the core box. 2 units of Stormtroopers, a unit of Scout Troopers on their speeder bikes, and your general, Darth Vader. Here we have Luke Skywalker, 2 units of Rebel Troopers, and the AT-RT. Everything is written on the cards, all their special rules, they are explained in detail. The unit's strength is shown, the points on the card, and so on and so on. And you can read everything about that in the rules or in other videos as well. On the back side of these cards, you have some little extra information. So apparently on the troopers it's just some flavor text. On the AT-RT it shows some extra ruling on the impact rule. And I think especially with the generals that they have some extra ruling as well. It will show something about impact as we can see here, and on pairs. And the same goes for the other units, I believe. Yeah. So the troopers have some flavor text as well, and then the general and the scout trooper. Last but not least, the small cards as well. I'm not too sure about these ones. I think they are upgrades for all your units, yep. So you see all these different kind of cards. In the corner it shows the points. And it's a lot of details to look into. And on the back side you probably have these different markings, which will show in which units they will fit and what upgrades each unit can have. And that's about it. Hey there, thanks for watching this video. We hope you liked it, and be sure to subscribe if you did. Hit the notification bell to get updated, and feel free to drop a comment below.